Some bands hid their dirty songs behind complex metaphors. ZZ Top just laid the joke right on the table.
Do the two-snake boogie. Well, my boogie little baby that boogie.
They mastered the art of sneaking filthy punchlines onto albums, rock radio, and right under the watchdogs' noses. How did 3 Texans get away with it? Let's count them down. Number 7, Tush.
Take me downtown, I'm just looking for some tush.
This was ZZ Top's first real national singles breakthrough. It was their first top 20 hit, peaking right at number 20, and it helped push the album Fandango into the top 10. It opens with one of the most memorable boogie riffs in rock history, then goes straight into Dusty Hill singing about how he's a man just looking for some tush. But here's the slick bit. Dusty explained in a 1985 interview that where he grew up, tush had 2 meanings. One meant something lavish or luxurious, as in a tush car. The other was the Yiddish-style meaning everybody else was already thinking of, a backside. So the lyric came with built-in deniability. If anybody complained, the band could point to the clean meaning and say tush did not have to mean what everybody thought it meant. But of course, everybody knew why this song worked. The track proved versatile, too. When ZZ Top played during George W. Bush's 2001 inaugural celebrations, they reportedly considered changing tush to Bush. They thought better of it. If tush got by with a wink, the next one got by wearing a goofy dance routine as camouflage. Number 6, Velcro Fly. Jumping ahead to the big hair era of the 80s, ZZ Top were MTV royalty thanks to the Eliminator videos and the glossy singles from Afterburner. Then in 1986, they released Velcro Fly as a single, complete with a goofy choreographed dance routine. Billy Gibbons will tell you with a straight face that the song came from hearing about a limited Levi's run using Velcro instead of a zipper on a pair of jeans. As he put it, the band ran with it in a zipless manner. But picture for 1 second what a Velcro Fly is actually for. Quick access, no fumbling with a zipper. And the joke is built around that idea. Even the trade magazine Cashbox called it a seductive rocker and said ZZ Top were in their usual tongue-in-cheek mode. But radio must have heard a silly little dance tune because Velcro Fly still climbed to number 35 on the Hot 100 and number 15 on the mainstream rock chart. For the next track, ZZ Top put their own spin on a classic naughty math joke. Number 5, I Got the 6. Tucked onto their diamond-selling album Eliminator, right alongside Sharp Dressed Man and Legs, this one could pass as just another hard-charging deep cut. Dusty Hill is on the mic, full of party rock grit. Then you listen to the hook. I got the 6, gimme your 9. And if you do the math, you get the joke. But that's just the start. Later, Hill sings about the slow hand on the clock while he's sitting there like a rock. And it does not stop there. This is one of those tracks where the boys sound like they wanted to see how many dirty little double entendres they could squeeze into one album cut. But keep your hands on the wheel because the next track is taking us south of the border. Number 4, Mexican Blackbird. This track sticks out from the others on the list because compared to the double entendres, there was barely any attempt to hide what this song was about. It's a story about heading down to Acuña, the Mexican border town where you ain't up to being alone. And the woman at the center of this song is not written like some innocent crush. She works in a cantina, The lyrics say, "Dancin' and a lovin's her trade," and ZZ Top even drops the Spanish word for prostitute, which does not leave much mystery about what kind of business the song is describing. So, how did this one get by? Because the groove rolls along like barroom blues. The setting feels colorful, and the whole thing plays less like a dirty confession than another piece of their road-worn mythology. Cunha mattered to the band too. That same town was home to XERF, one of the legendary Mexican border blaster stations that helped shape the band's Texas radio imagination. And Gibbons clearly never let the title go. Decades later, one of his custom rides, a 1958 Ford Thunderbird, was nicknamed the Mexican Blackbird, after this very song. These days, a track this blunt would probably set off alarms fast. But back then, ZZ Top had a way of making something filthy sound like scenery. Now, if those tracks aren't too dirty for you, buckle up, because the next three are the dirtiest yet. And the next one was so obvious, the band later had to give it a clean alibi in the liner notes. Number 3, Tube Snake Boogie.
Do the tube snake boogie. Well, my boogie little baby that boogie.
According to ZZ Top, this one's about surfing. Tube Snake, the later Greatest Hits liner notes claimed, was gnarly lingo for a surfboard or boogie board. Either way, they called it good, clean fun. Sure it was. You'd think a song about a tube snake doing the boogie was strictly a beach tune. But nobody, and I mean nobody, hears that title and pictures a longboard. The double meaning was obvious, but that was the trick. There was no explicit banned word, no line that forced a programmer to pull it, and just enough goofy surf slang to give the whole thing a clean explanation. So radio could treat it like a party boogie while everybody else filled in the blank. And it worked. Tube Snake Boogie climbed to number 4 on the mainstream rock chart and became one of ZZ Top's most dependable live tracks. In a 1985 interview, Billy Gibbons explained that Tube Snake was originally a surfboard, but a friend of his liked the phrase for obvious reasons. Then Gibbons gave away the whole game, calling it a first cousin to a tube steak. From steak to chicken. The Chicken Ranch, that is. Number 2, LaGrange. That snarling, thumping Texas shuffle, the haw-haw-haw growl. The lyrics about a little place outside town where a man could find trouble if he knew where to look. But this song is not about a juke joint. It's about a brothel. A real one. The Chicken Ranch sat outside LaGrange, Texas, and operated for decades with local law enforcement looking the other way. Billy Gibbons later called LaGrange a rite of passage for a young man and described the place as a cat house way back in the woods. And here's the kicker. Just days after Tres Hombres came out in July 1973, Houston TV reporter Marvin Zindler's expose helped bring the whole thing crashing down. By August 1st, 1973, the Chicken Ranch was closed.
Listen here, a rumor's spreading around.
So, how did a song about a whorehouse get past radio? Because ZZ Top never said the quiet part too loudly. They buried the story inside a nasty Texas shuffle, half-mumbled the details, and made the whole thing feel like a dusty local legend instead of a dirty confession. But the song did cause ZZ Top some trouble. Just probably not in the way you'd think. The boogie groove was close enough to John Lee Hooker's Boogie Chillin' that ZZ Top later got dragged into court over it. Not because of the whorehouse, because of the groove. So the song about the whorehouse outlived the whorehouse. And it's still not the dirtiest thing they got onto the radio. That's next. Number 1, Pearl Necklace. The dirtiest song of the bunch. A dry, mean little groove. But what most fans don't know is that ZZ Top actually cut the track back in 1979, then held it until El Loco in 1981. It wasn't released as a commercial single, but rock radio still found it. Pearl Necklace climbed to number 28 on the Rock Tracks chart anyway. We'll let you look this title up on your own time. But let's just say a pearl necklace, in this song, is not jewelry. It's the kind of phrase that sounds harmless until you realize someone had something to get off their chest. And once you know what that is, you cannot unhear it.
You was getting bombed and I was getting blown away.
A few years after Pearl Necklace landed, a group of Washington wives co-founded the PMRC, the Parents Music Resource Center. One of the most famous faces of that group was Tipper Gore, married to then-Senator Al Gore. They drew up the Filthy 15 hit list, dragged the record industry into a Senate hearing in 1985, and helped push the now infamous parental advisory sticker onto albums. They were hunting for exactly this kind of song. Frank Zappa famously showed up to that hearing and tore the whole idea apart. And Billy Gibbons may have given the best explanation for how ZZ Top slipped the net. In a 1985 interview, he joked, "The PMRC hasn't gotten to us yet. There's an advantage to being last in the record bin." That is the whole video in one line. Picture the Watchdogs digging through Prince, Madonna, Twisted Sister, and Zappa, while ZZ Top sits all the way down in the Z section with a song called Pearl Necklace hiding in plain sight. The dirtiest little band from Texas got away with it again. That's our list. What other ZZ Top song do you think should have made the list? Drop it in the comments. And if you made it this far, you'll probably crush the Backstage Classics trivia book. It's linked below.